All right, so basketball is a very lateral sport. I play very laterally. I feel like I'm powerful laterally. Sometimes I don't feel efficient laterally, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? You see where I'm going with that?
See where you're going with
right?
it.
So maybe it's a crossover, maybe I'm working defensively. I feel like I can create the raw power, but I feel like it takes a lot out of me, and I don't feel smooth and effortless doing that. Talk to me.
Smooth and effortless comes from strategy, right? When you look at the world's greatest athletes in any sport, they just look like they're almost not trying.
Right.
Case in point, Roger Federer. I just love the way he plays tennis. He looks like he's not even trying hard, but he's beating everybody.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of that has to do with his technical efficacy. He's just very efficient. So one of the strategies that I like to employ with our athletes in teaching lateral movement is what we call a push step. And I don't know if you assumed I was gonna go there with this, but it's a strategy in which we use to create propulsion or projection in the lateral direction whenever you're trying to cut somebody off or run with someone, etc. So what I would have you do is go ahead and start in front of camera, feet together, okay? And the first thing I would teach is a split step. And a split step is a term that we take from tennis, and that's basically that right there.
Gotcha.
Okay, so essentially, we're just quickly spreading the feet, planting into the floor, and lowering the center of mass. Exactly. Now, when we lower, we want to lower to a depth in which isn't too low because we get sticky, stuck, if you will.
Exactly.
And we want to be just enough low to be able to use the elastic recoil. Right? So that's why we use that movement. Exactly. You already start to feel the pop. So, exactly. When you go low, sticky. So just getting that split step action is going to naturally progress into the actual push step. So split, and if I want to go this way because I'm anticipating my ball handler's going this way or I'm trying to cut off this way, I'd go here. My right foot would push to cut off.
So it's almost like a double, like a two-phase process. So is it here and then here?
Yes.
Or is it, okay, perfect.
And the reason why we do the two-phase process is just to teach the foot replacement situation. Now, when you do this though, and you split, you don't want your shoulders to sway in the direction you're stepping. It's almost just your right foot that's gonna push you in the direction, exactly. So split, push, and you gotta really get your foot off the ground to push and open. Yes, exactly, but you're a little too heavy off your right foot. Lean in the direction you wanna go, And then we'd also say, open this hip in the direction that you're going because you're probably gonna have to turn and run with your ball handler. So open that left hip too. Split, there you go. Turn that hip.
Get a little more turn.
Exactly. And now I'm gonna stand over here and I'll give you a verbal cue because this is a small ass room. But generally I would give you a visual cue, right? So at the point of split, I'm gonna point left or right and then you react. You ready? So eyes.
Oh yeah.
Give me that pop, give me that push step. There it is. Open that hip now. Oh, good. You got it. Freeze. Oh, there it is. Hey, there it is. And now he's getting better. So you can see that as he continues to rep it out, he's getting more and more comfortable with that coordination. But that's just another way to utilize all the power that you've built in the weight room into a functional strategy on how to move rapidly and effortless.
Fluid, all that. Yes, sir.
Did that answer the question?
Yes, sir. Amazing. Let's go.
I'm in.